presents same-day coverage of the University of New Mexico Lobos against the University of Tulsa Golden Hurricane. This first-time foe meets in a non-conference contest, which promises lots of excitement. Lobo football on Channel 14 is brought to you in part by Ajax Mobile Homes. We've got the spirit, and it shows. By Coors Premium Beer, the beer with a difference worth tasting. Coors is the one. And by Coors Light, the Silver Bullet. There's no slowing down with a Silver Bullet.
Majesty of the Sandia Mountains on a sparkling November afternoon. Typical Albuquerque sunshine today, but a little bit of the fun being taken out of the sun by a knifing wind of about 20 miles per hour that will affect the passing game this afternoon. Hi everybody, this is Connie Alexander along with Gary Ness. Today we'll be watching two extremely exciting quarterbacks. Ned James for the Lobos. Last week, 523 yards, one of the great afternoons a quarterback ever had. And that is amazing in spite of the fact that he had 5 turnovers. He still had 523 yards. On the other side of the line, Steve Gage, quarterback for Tulsa. Last year, number 2 in the nation in scoring. He has great speed. He's a great runner. Also, 2 of the top runners in America in rushing statistics here today for Tulsa. Derek Ellison, number 16, has 918 yards. And for the Lobos, Kevin Burgess, who needs only 132 yards to reach the 1,000-yard plateau. Lobos are 15th in the nation in passing. They'll be attacking the number 8 pass defense in America today. And the Lobo defense will be facing the number 8 rushing team in America. Now, Coach Don Morton of Tulsa says we don't pass much and we don't plan to pass much today, but I sort of believe that the Hurricane may yield to temptation and try to throw quite a bit against that Lobo secondary, which is allowed about over 300 yards a game in passing.
Well, I don't think, Connie, that they'll vary their veer offense. When Don Morton came to Tulsa, he changed a real tradition there from a passing offense, if fans would recall Drew Pearson and names like Jerry Rome, to this veer offense. And Lobo fans will probably remember 4 and 5 years ago when the Lobos ran the veer offense from a pro set, 2 backs lined up there, dive fake, quarterback keep, an option. When you play Tulsa, you're going to have to stop run first. On the other hand, when you play New Mexico with the run and shoot, you're going to have to stop the pass first. Both teams do extremely well offensively, and we may have another very high-scoring game today.
For the Lobo defense, preparing to defend that veer is difficult because they have not had to do it all year, and to get ready for a new offense in 1 week is a difficult task. As far as the Lobo offense is concerned, this wind is going to be a factor. Old Glory up there on the north end shows westerly, but the wind down here on the gridiron has been coming from the south and from the north. It's almost time for the kickoff, and we'll be back with that in just a minute.
To the Lobos, returned by Heber. Heber brings it out to the 28-yard line. Mark Palmer makes the tackle for Tulsa. The Lobos will have it offensively to start the game. Chill factor somewhere around 34 or 5 degrees. Lobo offense, and they average right at 250. And the 4 guys starting in the backfield look for Mathis instead of Hall in there. And the wide receivers, Kelly starting in place of Arbon on the right side. Shifting from the run and shoot into the wishbone alignment. And Ned James gets away to the 30, out to the 34-yard line. Oh, and he made success out of disaster there. Ned James brought down by Dahlquist, number 32.
It looked like a change in strategy there.
Here's the Hurricane defense. That front 4 is very quick. That's one of the keys to their good pass defense. Here are their linebackers. They're very mobile, cover the field well, and the secondary, number 8 pass defense in America. Rogers in motion for the Lobos on 2nd and about 3. James on the sprint out, and he's got Rogers, and a great catch by Rogers for the first down at the Lobo 44-yard line.
There's what makes a fan appreciate number 24, Glenn Rogers Sr., playing his last home game here at University Stadium. Sprint out pass. This is the classic spread the defense play from the run and shoot.
Rogers' 31st catch of the year. Excuse me. Put it on the 45 of the Lobos. 1st and 10. That's Mathis in motion. Had a great week last week at Wyoming with 11 catches. Great work by James. Oh, a magician, and he gets almost to midfield and is brought down by Donnie D. 240 tackle.
Now here's the second time in just this opening drive that James has used his great footwork and balance. Watch him now evade a tackle right there. There's Beggs out in front. Stepping up inside, Barry Luther in front.
James gets rushed for 300 yards coming into this game, an average of 3.8. Second down and about 5, just inside Lobo real estate. The pitch is to Burgess for his first carry, and he is tackled by his own shadow. Trying to elude Scott Estes, but Burgess slipped. Burgess needs 132 yards this afternoon to reach the 1,000-yard mark. He's averaging 6.4 per carry.
Kevin Burgess right there. We haven't seen that play where they just turn around and pitch it on a sweep play, but that's designed to get Burgess' hands on the ball a little bit more often.
He's got good acceleration. Third down, about 3 for the Lobo, about 7. James has 3 receivers out to the right. He's stretching for that first down and does not make it. He's about a yard or so short, and it'll be 4th down where Gordon made the tackle.
All right, now Ned James wants to throw this pass first. Slips outside the contain man. Now he sees, I can get my first down, he's saying to himself. He's going to evade the cornerback right there. Now, unfortunately, he steps out of bounds before he reaches across the first down mark.
Keller averaging almost 43 yards. The wind affects this one. A Keller bounce. And the Lobos will down it at the Tulsa 12-yard line. Keller was kicking into the wind on that punt. The wind is from the west, but as it circles around the stadium, it's coming in from the south right now. Here's the Tulsa front. They've made about 3 switches up front there, late changes just today. And their backfield, Eric Brown is not starting. Eric Harrison starts in place of Brown, who's had a sprained ankle. We may see him this afternoon. He's their number 1 receiver. This is Gage, the quarterback, in the cockpit. He is a great option quarterback. See him make that cut? He's got great speed. Oh, they told us about it. And a saving tackle made by Mike Thomas. Oh my, this Gage, the scouting reports, they said he has great speed and great mechanics. Look at this.
6'3", 210 pounds, and you're right. Now that's a lead option. In other words, he didn't fake to the man. The man blocked the end man on the line of scrimmage. The wide receiver blocked the cornerback, and now he has sideline on his own.
And that play was good for 56 yards. And the give is to Gil Johnson, who's starting at left half, and Gil Johnson gets a little bit. Here's the Lobo defense. Art Martinez starting at left outside lineback in place of Edwards. And Joe Sells is back in at the weak side linebacker starting today. And here's the secondary, Danny Lara. We'll be seeing a lot of action this afternoon. He is healed from an ankle injury. It's at the Lobo 30.5-yard line. There's the counter option, and Gage works his way to the 27 and needs about 4 more to get to the first down. Philip Vaughn out of Batesville, Mississippi, makes the tackle for the Lobos. He's had a fine year at outside linebacker.
Now this is a counter action. You see him turn one way, then turn to his left, then come back to the right. Philip Vaughn played off the blockers and made a fine defensive play.
Quarterback reversing out there to try to influence that Lobo defense. Here's third, and the Lobos hold on the third down as Ellison, the number 1 ball carrier, is contained, and it's 4th and about 2. Martinez and Vaughn on the tackle, and now the question is, will they try for the field goal, or will they go for the first down.
All right, they went with the inside veer, and Ellison's trying to cut back across his center, but the defensive front just closed it up. Nowhere to go, fourth down, and Tulsa's going for it.
They're going to go for it. Is right. Gage in the cockpit. It's fourth and about 2. Gage, the senior quarterback, looking for daylight, and he's got the daylight and the first down on the Lobo 21-yard line. Just slithered through there, sort of like a safe cracker at work.
When they run the lead option, you see Ellison go through to block the end man on the line of scrimmage. That's really not an option. That's a pre-designed call for the quarterback to keep the ball.
First and 10 on the Lobo 21, no score. Almost 5 minutes gone in the liftoff quarter. And the inside veer with the bend inside to Gil Johnson. And the little fire plug from Bixby, Oklahoma, 5'7", 180 freshman, dances through for several yards to the Lobo 14-yard line. And it's going to be second and about 3. Now, we said bend. Did you notice he sort of went to his left as he took it on the inside there? He just reads the blocks of the interior defensive lineman there. Second, 3 or 4 to go. Here's that counter again, and Ellison slips, and he was turned in by Sells and by Thomas out there in the right flat, and he's shy of the first down by a couple of yards. Don Morton, the 39-year-old head coach of Tulsa. When coaching at North Dakota State, he had a National Division II champion and 2 runners-up in his 6 years there. Quite a record for Don Morton. The ball is outside the Lobo 13. Third down, 2.5 to go. Joe Lee Dunn, the mentor of the Lobos. Here's the pitch dropped by Johnson. Good work by Johnson. And he is caught by Weiss, number 20, at the 14-yard line, and it'll be fourth down and about 2.
Tom Cole's really upset with himself because he had a shot at Johnson as the pitch is fumbled. Now watch. Tom Cole, number 56, gets a clean shot at him and bounces off. Johnson just kind of bounced off of Tom.
And Weiss, the field goal kicker, is on stage. He's kicked 11 for 19, his longest 37. This one is from 31. It's going to be close on the left, and it is wide to the left. And the Lobos will take over. So Weiss's field goal attempt is no good, and the Lobos will have it at their own 20-yard line. It operate once more. It's Burgess to about the 24-yard line. Kevin Burgess, the Lobos' #1 ball carrier and one of the best all time, 27th in the nation.
The draw play has been so good for Kevin Burgess this year, and he reads his blocks, has that great acceleration.
Wind a little stronger now, about 25, with gusts even higher than that. Mathis is in motion to the left. Number 11 receiver in the nation. James looking for Mathis, and Capitola, and throws it right in between them. Capitola downfield from Mathis. Sort of hard to tell which guy he was going to.
Took the words right out of my mouth. It was difficult to see. He threw right in between the short receiver and the long receiver. The ball hits in front of Capitola, who is the deep receiver, who was clear.
The Tulsa defensive line is pretty quick. But Ned James has been able to contend quite well with them so far. Here he is on third and about 6. And it is almost completed to Capitola, but it was a little too low for him. Downtown Brown was pressuring Ned James. Anthony Brown, the right tackle, 219 sophomore. It's going to be fourth down for the Lobos as Keller is on. Keller's first punt was 34 yards. It's into the wind. Gets it away nicely. Wright was back there to field it and is killed on the 18-yard line. It's about 57 yards. Good work. That wind is swirling so much when you get on the north end of the arena down there. The wind sort of is coming from various directions. When you're on the south end, it's coming in your face. Right there, it is blowing westerly. At the line of scrimmage now, Gage for Tulsa. And Gage dances for a first down. He got about 11 yards. The senior out of Claremore, Oklahoma. Reads the option very well. Last year was second in the nation in scoring. 6'3", better than 200 pounds.
And wasn't that an excellent fake? You saw the linebackers come up on the inside veer man, and that allows him to clear and get his yardage.
He's really not much of a passer. He's completed 40 out of 99 attempts. He's only thrown about 9 a game. And here he goes with his first pass of the afternoon, and he's got a man open, and that's Eric Brown. And it's ruled incomplete up at the 44-yard line. Good defense by Whitehead, number 7 for New Mexico. And Brown is the man with a sprained ankle.
Well, this is a rollout left. The receiver's going to run an out pattern, and the ball gets there in front. But watch Whitehead's defensive play here. Forces the ball free for the incompletion.
Second down at the Tulsa 30. 10 to go. There's a little inside play to Kenneth Lee. Lee is a guy who's been bothered with ailing knees. He's a freshman, 185, out of Midwest City, Oklahoma, where he was who's who among American high school students. He's brought down by Torrey Edwards, the Lobos' defensive left end. Torrey has had a good year, 225-pounder. Torrey, the guy, wears a size 50 jacket, 32 waist, built like Gary Ness.
Oh, my God.
Down and 4. Little weak side reverse to Kelly, the split end. And Kelly does not get the first down, and it'll be fourth down coming for Tulsa. Good work again by Torrey Edwards, the Lobos' left outside linebacker, aided by 37 Mike Thomas. You see the ball is just a yard shy of the 40, and that is the line to gain. So now Tulsa will punt, and it appears that the wind will be to the advantage of the Tulsa punter, Richie Stevenson, who's averaged 40 yards this year. Mathis is back deep for the Lobos. He's going to run it. And he's crunched at his own 23 by George Craig. So we still have no score. We're in the middle of the first quarter. 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go on a windy Albuquerque afternoon. And ready to go. The Lobos first down just outside their 23. Ned James on the option. Pitches to Rogers. And a great defensive play by Michael Greer, the right cornerback, forcing. How about that one, Gary?
Well, that was what you call a quick rotation in your secondary for run support. If they continue to do that, out of that option look, then Ned James is going to keep the ball and throw it behind that cornerback who's coming up to make the tackle.
Second down and about 9 needed. Burgess, like a track man, out to the 32-yard line, and Tulsa's number 1 tackler, Tony Buford, their inside linebacker with 93 tackles. 217-pound senior from St. Louis comes up to meet Kevin Burgess.
All right, now that's the veer look out to the remaining back, and just straight ahead blocking up front. Good blocking by the offensive front. Leaps the tackler. Characteristic of Kevin Burgess.
A Lobo shaken up, and we can't discern the numbers so far. Toe Deem and Larry Willick have Burgess on his feet. And notice how he is carrying the left leg. Now, he had an ankle injury earlier in the year. He's trying to put a little weight on it there. Looks like he's going to get it working again. Gary.
Well, I hope so. Hate to see anyone injured, and Kevin's close to that 1,000-yard mark.
It's third down on the yard. A good gain by Burgess, about 8 yards on that last effort. Out of the wishbone here. James struggling for the first down. He's going to be close, but may not have made it. Anthony Brown and Tony Buford on the tackle. Brown, sophomore from Tyler. Buford, senior out of St. Louis. And the Lobos are going to have to punt again. There is no score. A little over 5 minutes left in the first quarter in what has so far been a defensive struggle here at University Stadium.
Something we really wouldn't have expected, a defensive struggle that both defenses have played well. The only big play thus far was the 56-yard run by Gage.
And they're going to measure here. Keller's out there ready. It's close. It's shy by about half the length of the football. So Keller will have to punt. Twice this afternoon he's punted for 34 and 58 for an average of 46. Wind still indicating that it would be probably into his face, although down at that end of the stadium, Gary, he might be getting a little bit of advantage, just depending on how it happens to swirl around the west side of the stadium in the press box.
Fans want the Lobos to go for it, but Ronnie Keller has had 2 excellent punts against the wind, and there's no reason for him not to do it again here.
That's right, back deep. That's Gordon. Back deep. Right is an up back there. This one is almost going out of bounds, but then dead on the 29-yard line. About 38 yards on that one. Call it the Lobo 29, 1st and 10 for Tulsa. And here's Gage. 4 rushes. How about that? He got 56 yards his first time out of the chute this afternoon, and then 18 more on the next 3 carries combined. John Avila backed off the line of scrimmage about a yard for the Lobos. That's an interesting adjustment, Gary.
Looks like the Dallas Cowboys flex front.
Here is Gage passing. His man is wide open. That's Harrison. Harrison waltzing away from Weiss, and then Weiss gets help from another Lobo. Tom Cole came over there. Eric Harrison, a sophomore from Bristow, Oklahoma. Oh, he was wide open. I mean, he was quarantined out here.
Well, he was, because Kenneth Whitehead, the cornerback, had come up to stop Gage on the run. And a safety or someone, a linebacker, someone should have taken his place in the deep outside coverage.
Cole was there to the scene to help save the day defensively. Here's Gage. Giving it to the second man, Ellison, around the corner, and Ellison is to the Lobo 35 for about an 8-yard pickup. Ellison's dad, Willie, was an all-pro running back with the Rams and the Chiefs.
Well, that's pretty good lineage there to follow, and Ellison has had quite a season himself.
Second down, about a yard and a half to go for Tulsa. A little under 5 minutes left in the scoreless first quarter. And this is Kenneth Lee, and he is chopped down on a great play by Cole. Tom Cole, the Lobos' #1 tackler, 92 tackles. He's also recovered 3 fumbles.
This is a classic tackle. Now watch as Lee tries to turn in the hole just at the left of your screen. He is hit and stopped abruptly by Cole.
And there was a little bit of a loss. It'll be 3rd and 2 at the Lobo 35. Gage. Good work by Gage, and he is all the way to the Lobo 16-yard line. Umdenstock finally tackled him. On 3rd and 2, Gage busted away. A good block by the left tackle, Chad Craig, 270.
All right, now this is where it helps to be 6'3" and 210 pounds. Joe Sells, who has his thumb in a cast, we ought to give him credit for that, missed him at the line of scrimmage because of his just strength, raw strength.
And it's on the Lobo 17, 1st and 10 for the Golden Hurricane from Tulsa. They're in that split back veer. It's pro set right. Gage. And the diving catch is good down at the 9-yard line by Eric Harrison, that sophomore, 5'11", 180-pounder. And Gage, it completed 40 out of 99, has another one in the bag.
Now, good blocking allows him to break the containment and throw the ball on the run. Nice, strong throw by Gage. I can see why he's their All-American prospect.
Good comeback route by the receiver, Harrison. 2nd down and 2 at the Lobo 9. Still no score, but Tulsa is on the Lobo front porch. Mix up in the backfield. The running backs went to the right side. Gage went to the left. That may have been pre-designed, but it didn't quite look like it.
No, I think if he were going to keep that on a reverse, he would have gotten a little bit more depth from the line of scrimmage. He wouldn't have just skirted it there. I think you're right. There was a mix-up in the backfield there.
And the two running backs just kind of took about a step or two to their right, and then it was like they realized, uh-oh, something's wrong here. 3rd and about 2. And the pitch to Ellison. He could do it. He's got the first down. Close to the first down. May not have it. Kenneth Whitehead, the right cornerback, comes up to seal the defense. And we'll see where they spot it. Now they've put it down outside the 7, and the line to gain is the 7, and they may measure here.
And Tom,
they're not going to measure. It's about a half a yard short with 4th down coming.
Tom Cole, as we saw there, was wondering whether he was in the legal clipping zone or not. He did get clipped. The question was whether it was in the legal clipping zone.
Gage pitching it to Ellison for the touchdown. That was a play that was made by Gage, waiting until the defense was attracted to him and then giving it to Ellison, and Ellison is in there to score the touchdown.
You're exactly right. Now, Gage has actually broken the line of scrimmage right there. Now, he waits for the cornerback to come to him, which cornerback has to do. He's the last man there, and just simply pitches back to Ellison for the touchdown.
And now the extra point try by Fues, who's hit 30 out of 31 this year. His nickname is Feets. So Feets, Fues kicks it, and it is good. And Tulsa leads 7-0. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Back at University Stadium, this is Connie Alexander along with Gary Ness, where Tulsa has just taken a 7-0 lead on a touchdown march that covered 71 yards in 8 plays, capped by Ellison's 7-yard run, and Ellison has 21 yards this afternoon, but Gage, the quarterback, has 87 yards rushing in 6 attempts. For the Lobos, Burgess 3 carries for 9, James 4 carries for 16. The kick with the wind going into the end zone where Heber downs it. Brett Heber from Alaska, he killed a black bear up there. He's a freshman. Don't mess with him, Terry.
Well, he just made the right decision right there. The ball carried into the end zone. He had his back to the field. When he turned around before he crossed that line, he decided to down it, get it, make sure it gets out to the 20.
First down for the Lobos at the 20-yard line. Some of the leaves blowing by the Lobo huddle indicate that the wind would be favoring the Lobos right now, but it's more of a swirling wind down there and definitely affects the passing game. Ned James with the fake inside, the pitch outside, and Rogers turns the corner. One man has a shot and gets him at the 44-yard line of Tulsa. The outside linebacker Dahlquist, as Rogers got to the outside and turned on the Jets.
Oh, and I believe it's Pat Capitola. Let's look for number 85 to make a block on the corner right there. There, 85. Pat Capitola made the block that got the extra yardage. Glenn would have gotten the first down, but the extra yardage was afforded by Capitola's block.
36 yards by Rogers. We want to thank Frank's Supply for that end zone camera platform used in our Channel 14 telecast. Lobos first down, Tulsa property at the 44, and the pass downfield for Mathis. Flag is thrown as Mathis is down around the 17 and a little bit shaken up. Tim Gordon on the coverage. We may get an interference call. Let's see which side it'll be against. The receiver and defender were really battling there, and it's against the defense.
You're right. There was going to be an interference call because there was jostling both ways, but the official ruled it was against the defense. I believe. Let's see. They haven't marked it off yet. Now they are.
15 yards is the maximum you can give on offensive interference anymore.
Pass interference on the defense. First down.
Referee Jim Corbin indicating the Lobos have a first down, and it's done on the Tulsa 29 with a little under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Tulsa leads 7-0. Burgess is back in at the fullback slot, and he hacks right into the center of the defense. Gouges his way down to the 25 where Brown and Haynes make the tackle. Haynes, a linebacker, is a converted running back. He covers the field well. It's going to be 2nd and 6 as Burgess carried that ball.
You always like to run that. Your offensive line loves to surge forward against bigger people, and that was what they did in the previous play.
And a turnover in there possibly. We'll wait till they get him unpiled. And it's still the Lobos' ball at the 24-yard line. This Tulsa defense has forced 29 turnovers in the last 8 games.
Well, when you get hit at the point of exchange like Kevin Burgess did right there, you can see why they've forced those turnovers.
3rd down and 5. Out of the run and shoot. James on a throwback for Mathis, and it's a touchdown. Oh, the Lobos tricked them right out of their minds with that play, and Mathis was wide open. Look at it here on the replay.
And the reason he is open is because of the corner rotation. When he rolls out that way and the safety comes over to fill for the cornerback who's running up to stop James, then there's no one back in the deep middle, and that's where Mathis ran free.
A throwback post to Mathis for his 6th touchdown of the year. And the extra point is tacked on by Bibbo. And the score is level at 7. Morton, the Tulsa coach, 69-23 over an 8-year span, 75%. He was the Division II National Coach of the Year in 1983. Guy thinks he's in Miami. That's where they're going next week.
Next week, they've got their hands full, don't they? You know, an interesting thing, Connie, right at this point, both defenses are going to have to adjust their secondary coverages because both teams are taking advantage of the defensive rotation to stop options.
Bill Bell ready to kick off for the Lobos. He'll be kicking into the wind. 54 seconds left in the first quarter, which is tied at 7-all. The wind grabs the kick. At the 16, it's Kelly. Kelly, an elusive runner. He's a split end. Kelly out to his own 34-yard line. Boy, he's a knuckleball runner.
He sure is. You know, something that's amazing about that, as many times as he changed direction there, that there was not a clip by the receiving team. That shows great discipline. Now watch the people in white shirts and blue helmets. See if you can see. Some of them will actually refrain from blocking in order not to clip. Well, that was close there.
Clay Orison. Clay Orison was the man who had the first shot at him. He's the guy whose dad is a stuntman for Clint Eastwood. This is Kenneth Lee breaking loose. Fine effort by the freshman Kenneth Lee, who has rushed for about 500 yards this year, averaging 5.6. The stable of Tulsa backs are all freshmen and sophomores. They have out of 4 guys, they have 3 freshmen and a sophomore in their running back stable. And it is a first down at Tulsa's 45. 2 tight ends here. Gage setting up to pass to his tight end, and a great one-hand catch by Kevin Andrews, the graduate student from Tulsa, 6'4", 227. Oh, this is a picture book catch by Andrews, a graduate student majoring in accounting.
All right, the ball will be thrown deep outside where there are no defenders, so Andrews knows there's no defender there. He can reach for it. What great concentration.
First down on the Lobo 38-yard line, where Kevin Whitehead made the tackle. Tulsa's moving late in the first quarter. Penetration by Avila for the Lobos, the senior left tackle from Albuquerque High, and he nails Gage for a loss, and time runs out in the first period. And the ball will be placed down on the 41-yard line. A loss of 3 yards. Credit Avila with a good defensive play. So after a quarter, it's tied at 7. And ready for the second quarter. Small crowd here. Gary, would you count the crowd here, please?
On one hand or 2? Oh, there's more than that there.
Gage. Not very many, Gary. Maybe an all-time low attendance record. This is Kelly on the catch at the Lobo 35-yard line. 6 or 7 yard gain, and Tom Cole makes the tackle. Cole came into this game with 56 unassisted tackles. Umdenstock also had 56 unassisted tackles. Here's Steve Gage at work.
Now, Tulsa's running a lot of rollouts now because the defensive secondary from the Lobos are coming up so quickly to stop Steve Gage on his option keeps.
3rd down and 6 from the Lobo 35. Gage sprinting out. Flag on the play. Complete to Kelly for the 1st down if the play is allowed to stand. There is a flag thrown by the line judge or the head linesman. Let's see if they're going to let the play go. Here's the ref with the signal. Motion called against Tulsa, so the play will be brought back.
It wouldn't surprise me, too. As I watched the play develop from up here in the booth, it looked like they did a basketball pick play where they had the outside receiver knock the inside defender out in order to free the receiver, but that might have had something to do with it here.
Illegal shift. Offense.
3rd down and 11 then. Speaking of basketball, tomorrow night the Lobo basketball team is going to play in the pit, and the Goals for Charity intra-squad scrimmage game at 7:30. Admission only $1. It's going to be a dunk contest too at the half. That'll be a good show tomorrow night in the pit, the Lobo intra-squad game. Pass for Kelly on 3rd and long, and Tulsa is going to bring on the kicking unit. There's Billy Rucker. You know, Billy would probably have become, right in the middle of the picture, he probably would have become the WAC's all-time number 5 top man in total offense, right behind Jim McMahon, Steve Young, Robbie Bosco, and Mark Wilson. That is fast company. And of course, he gave up the game about a month ago after that neck injury, which would have created a strong possibility of paralysis if he was further injured. Mathis catches it at the 9-yard line on a fair catch, so the Lobos take over 91 yards away. So we got a good look at Billy Rucker there, and he has been replaced by Ned James, who's done an outstanding job. Billy Rucker in total offense had somewhere around 4,500 yards in his career. You know who holds the WAC record for total offense on average per play? That's average per play total offense. Danny White. Played for Arizona State, now the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Rogers in reverse motion. James setting up, throwback right to Mathis. Similar play to what they scored the touchdown on, and Mathis got a case of Butterfingers on that one.
You're right, it was exactly the same play. The flow is all going to the right. That means the defensive secondary for Tulsa's rotating right. That means no one's back to cover deep middle. Terrence breaks into the middle, but just off his fingertips.
He doesn't get Butterfingers very much. He's a fine receiver. Terrence Mathis, as a matter of fact, he is just within a few catches of being the number 2 all-time Lobo receiver, and he's just a sophomore. Here's the draw play to Burgess, and Burgess trying to get out of the shadow of his own goalpost out to his 12-yard line, and is brought down there by the linebackers, Tony Buford and David Haynes.
When the draw play doesn't work, it usually goes nowhere, and that's just what happened right there. Went for a couple, but if the defensive line is not rushing real hard, instead of reading along the line of scrimmage, it's easier to stop the draw.
3rd and 7. Score tied. Early second quarter. Ned James like a whirling dervish, but he is way short of the 1st down, where Dennis Bird, the defensive tackle, makes the stop. As 6'4" sophomore. Bird, number 48, is the big play man, and he really gets excited about the game, number 48.
When you have a defensive tackle that big wearing an eligible receiver number, it indicates usually he has good speed too.
4th and about 3 or 4, and Keller punting with the wind. Wright has it on his own 32. Gets a good job of getting back 8 yards after having to wait that long to field it. Charles Wright on a run back. His brother Felix, the defensive back for the Cleveland Browns. Score tied. 2 minutes gone. Second quarter. Ready to go. Tulsa from its 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Gage around the left side. Got a load block from the left side running back. And picks up a little bit of mileage. In fact, pretty good to be exact. 7.5, 8 yards. Boy, Gage is having some kind of afternoon. He has rushed 8 times for 91 yards. And here's second down and a long 2. Gage fakes to the dive back. And Lee takes it into Lobo territory to the 44 for another first down. And Don Carpenter is there to make the tackle, and Tulsa just got its 9th first down.
Now what Gage does so well is he reads the option here. He waits for the defense to commit to him and then pitches to his trailing back. He does a great job of that.
Tulsa outgained the Lobos in the first quarter, 191 yards to 104. Boy, 191 yards in one quarter. Here's the pitch to Lee. And Gage gave it to him a little bit too low and away from him and caused him to go out of bounds prematurely.
All right, they tried to repeat the same play twice, thinking they would get some more yardage out of it. But what we're not seeing now is penetration by those red Lobo uniforms on the line of scrimmage. They are being pushed back off, and that allows your quarterback a lot of time and liberty to make those reads.
A second down from the 44-yard line of the Lobos. About 9 to go. Kelly is in motion to the left side, and the pass is to Kelly, who drops it. Hit him right on the numbers, right on the sternum, but he heard the footsteps of Whitehead, not maybe so much as hearing the footsteps, but just wanting to run with the ball, and he did it too quickly.
Yeah. Now he's started in the backfield and is trying to get out wide into the flat because it's man-to-man coverage, and the man who has to cover him, Whitehead, is playing the safety on the inside. A couple of
skunks. 2 skunks. It's not really that warm here.
No.
This is Kelly with a good catch. Good tackle by Cole and aided by Sells.
All right, Lobos in zone coverage now because linebackers will be backing up to cover. You see 56, Tom Cole, in the area. They'll allow him the short completion, but not the first down.
4th down and about 4 yards, and Stevenson, the punter, is on stage. Averaged 35 on 2 today. This one does very well considering the wind. Oh, magnificent. Oh, my. This is the perfect coffin corner kick.
Oh, that is.
Out of bounds on the Lobo 3.
That is a great individual effort there. Against the wind.
So the Lobos are backed up to the precipice at their own 3. First down. Don't miss the action when the Lobos take the court against the powerhouse Yugoslavia national team. Catch all the excitement from University Arena Sunday, November 16th at 10 p.m. on KGSW TV, Channel 14. A week from tomorrow, the Lobos against Yugoslavia. James passing from his own end zone. In trouble, and it may be recovered by Tulsa. Touchdown Tulsa as James lost the ball, and it's recovered. Now wait a minute, maybe he's signaling safety. It is a safety. That was my mistake. I thought he was raising his hands overhead in the touchdown signal. Jumped the gun a little bit on it. It's a safety, and it'll be 2 points for Tulsa, and the Lobos will have to kick from their 20.
Now this is a throwback. He rolls right to get the defensive secondary to rotate that way and then throw back. But the backside pressure, when he turned his back to come back to his left, he could not see the defensive end coming in on him. Thus the fumble.
Defensive end Estes and James did a good job of pulling that ball back in to avoid the touchdown for Tulsa. Oh, it was just a hair away from a touchdown.
That's right. I mean, that made the difference between 4 and possibly 5 points there.
So the Lobos will have to kick a free kick from their own 20. And Keller is out there to punt it and will kick with the wind. And Tim Gordon will be the deep back for Tulsa. Tim Gordon has exceptional speed and quickness, a senior out of Ardmore, Oklahoma. Wright and Deschereaux are about 5 yards upfield from him. But now Keller probably just kicked this thing out of sight.
Well, he wants to get it high, give his coverage a chance to get downfield.
At the 22, Gordon, right up Broadway to his 41. A 19-yard counterpunch by Gordon, and Tulsa takes over, leading 9-7 with 11:22 to go in the half. Jeff McDonald gets credit for that last tackle.
Important thing there was to get hang time, and because he knows the wind behind him is going to carry it for distance. What he wants is get hang time so his coverage can prevent the run back.
1st and 10, just outside the Tulsa 40, as Gage brings him to the line of scrimmage with a 2-point lead right now. And the little dive or the veer play to Johnson. Johnson gets some net yardage. He was Metropolitan Tulsa's top high school rusher last year. This year he's rushed for 172, averaging better than 7.
Now, Steve Gage saw John Avila move over the nose, and he saw the big holes in the eye, and he made an audible for that inside veer play.
Avila got credit for the tackle. Gain of about a yard this time by Ellison. Near midfield, the line to gain just a foot across the 50-yard line. Orlando Lavelle for the Lobos had tackle at 260. Put the stopper in. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard for Tulsa from their own 49-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go in the first half. So this is a big play right here. Gage gets the first down. Inside the Lobo 45 goes Gage, and Gage is probably near the 100-yard mark now in rushing. 9 carries for 96 yards for Gage.
And when he saw that opening, he tucked that ball. He wasn't carrying it like an option pitch. He tucked it into his arm and just turned upfield.
Lavelle once again consummated the tackle just inside the Lobo 45. It'll be 1st down and 10. Gage on a play action pass stands in the cup nicely and hits Kelly down on the 30-yard line, and he is dropped by Thomas, the freshman from Albuquerque Sandia High. Another 1st down for Tulsa, and Kelly looked good on that, and Gage looked good. Kelly came into the game with 21 catches on the year, averaging 22 yards a catch, and has a total of 82 career catches before today for 11 touchdowns. 1st and 10 on the Lobo 31-yard line now. This is Harrison in motion. 2 tight ends. Harrison in the flat dodges Darren Douglas and is grabbed by Kevin Whitehead near the 20, and it's another Tulsa 1st down. Whitehead on the tackle came into the game with 27 unassisted tackles.
Now they were in a 2 tight end set, so the cornerback was in tight, and Harrison then was the motion man, and he got out there quickly in the flat, and the cornerback didn't widen with him quickly enough, and that's why he was open for the pass.
1st down on the Lobo 16.5-yard line. Spread out by Gage. Pass deflected by Umdenstock. Another good play by Umdenstock. Now, Umdenstock is just a fine football player. He's had, coming into this game, 74 tackles, 56 of them unassisted. He had 3 sacks, 4 tackles for losses, has broken up 9 passes, intercepted 1, recovered a fumble. Bob Umdenstock, number 51. He's the 27-year-old who was a professional baseball player for 6 years. 2nd down and 10. Gage outrunning Vaughn, and you see him dive for that 1st down marker there on the right side, and he is very close to it. I believe he got it, but if we have a replay of this one, watch him when he sees that orange marker just outside the boundary, and watch him dive for the 1st down.
Now he has a man in the end zone waiting, so the cornerback cannot come up to support. He has to cover the man in the end zone.
Tell him about that, Gary. The dive right there.
There it is, right there. He sees the down marker on the sideline, the yellow one right there coming into your picture, and that's what he wanted to beat. You know, we heard that he wasn't much of a passer when before this ball game, but Steve Gage has shown us quite a bit. You know, sometimes being a prodigious runner kind of obscures the fact that you might be a good passer, and I think that's what's why Steve Gage has that reputation.
And he has completed 7 for 11 for 92 yards. He has rushed for 106, and he has just become Tulsa's all-time total offense leader. He takes it now to the 6-yard line, and Gage has just now become Tulsa's all-time total offense leader. He needed 189 yards of total offense today, and he has about 200 now.
That is an impressive statistic when you think that Tulsa in their history have had people like Jerry Rome who set NCAA records.
Here's Gage pitching to Ellison, and a great play by Umdenstock coming up from the middle linebacker or rover position. A stranger in the Tulsa backfield, Umdenstock, number 51, the senior out of Des Moines, Iowa. Tackle on the 8. It'll be 3rd and goal.
All right, now Tulsa basically got this far on the drive by throwing the ball, and they got down here and started running it, and the Lobos stopped them. They're going to have to go to the air here.
3rd and goal, 2 tight ends. Lobos in a 6-5 goal line defense. The flanker on the left comes in motion right. That's Harrison, spread out by the quarterback Gage into the right flat for Harrison. Too low, covered by Thomas, and now it'll be 4th down, and the field goal man comes on. Fuess, F-U-E-S-S, pronounced Fuess. His nickname is Feets. How'd you like to be called Feets? Fuess.
If you're a shoe salesman, okay, I guess.
I think that's, we can put that on that all-time, all-name
list. We've had some dandies, haven't we?
You know, a good one I heard was Junebug Johnson. From the University of Missouri.
That's not his real name, is it?
That's right. 25-yard field goal try here on 4th down. Is it? It is. And the score, Tulsa 12, New Mexico 7. Middle of the 2nd quarter. 8 minutes remaining. Catch Lobo basketball Friday, November 28th when New Mexico faces North Carolina Charlotte in Hawaii Airlines Silver Sword Invitational. Watch it live at 7:30 p.m. on KGSW TV Channel 14, Friday, November 28th. Lobo basketball. Tulsa kicking off into the wind now. It's still out of the west at about somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 miles per hour and gusting even higher than that. Fuess is going to kick it. The wind catches it. And at the 20-yard line, Heber has it. Heber swinging and swaying out to the 31-yard line. And the freshman from Alaska did a good job, like a leaf in the breeze.
Well, he did. He got outside of one person by heading for the sideline, then dipped in for about an extra 7 or 8 yards.
It's brought down by Charles Wright, the senior from Carthage, Missouri. James brings him to the line of scrimmage. The Lobos trailing 12-7. Burgess, number 33, right behind James. Seems to be playing up a little closer than he has been in previous games. Burgess bangs into the Tulsa defense, just treading with disdain into that dungeon, and he gets about 2 yards.
And watch that forward surge by the red-shirted Lobo lineman, trying to move Tulsa's defensive line off the line of scrimmage so that Burgess can squirt through.
It's near the Lobo 34, 2nd down and about 7. Burgess not having a very good afternoon. Mathis on the option gets the 1st down near the Lobo 45. Bird made the tackle. Watch for Burgess, though, to spring and get rolling at any time. He's explosive.
You bet. Now, what Burgess may not be getting much right there. See how the offensive linemen have to converge on him? That opens up the pitch and the keep by James.
Bird on the stop, and they put it out to the Lobo 47, 1st and 10. There is Mathis, sophomore out of Atlanta. James on that semi-throwback, and Arbonne makes a nice sliding catch down at the 31-yard line of Tulsa. Coverage by Gordon. Arbonne with his 22nd catch of the year, the senior out of Boise, Idaho.
Now James sees the safety coming over, so he's got to kind of curl it around him there. You see number 32, and Keith Arbonne makes a great adjustment to the ball, catches it sliding into second base.
Good description. Arbonne for a 24-yard reception there. First down on the Tulsa 31. Lobos trying to come from behind, trailing 12-7. James fakes the pitch, keeps, spins, darts, and dances to the 21-yard line. And John Brown from Beggs, Oklahoma, 212-pound linebacker, outside linebacker, made the hit.
Well, Ned James is doing a little bit of what Steve Gage has been so successful with this afternoon, keeping the ball, faking the pitch. Little dance there. Very close to a first down.
The Tulsa Hurricane trying to defend. Lobos second down and a foot or so to go. Burgess has the first down, and it could be a loose ball, and it's a Tulsa recovery. Burgess fumbles and Tulsa recovers. And the man coming up off the ball is Anthony Brown, a sophomore from Tyler. Downtown Brown, and Tulsa has its 30th turnover acquisition of the year.
There's been some trouble with that's the second time in this half that there's been some trouble at the exchange point between Burgess and
David
and
Haynes
James.
is the shaken up man. He's a linebacker, the converted running back. It's on the Tulsa 21 where Tulsa will take over after that turnover. Don't miss The Late Show starring Joan Rivers, when Joan's guest will be Johnny Cash, Lily Tomlin, Estelle Getty, and Gary Ness. Watch it on KGSW TV, Channel 14, the Joan Rivers Show.
They'll have to talk to my agent.
Haynes is the injured man. Watch on the left side of the screen. Maybe we can see the injured man with a problem. 34.
Sometimes these things occur after the play has been dead, when people are still trying to get up. Hard to see from here if it's a leg injury. His legs are free right there.
You know, it looked like one of the Lobos' knee might have hit him. His knee might have hit him. You know, you get hit on the knee like a funny bone sort of thing.
Well, he's up. Let's see. He's putting a little bit of weight on it. Keeping his right toe up.
Lobos' drive before that fumble stopped it was 48 yards, 5 plays. They were percolating right along, and then the fumble stopped. We haven't had many turnovers today. I believe that was the first one. It was. Tulsa's coach there. And first and 10 for Tulsa now, with 6 minutes left in the first half at the Tulsa 21. Gage plows for 3, and John Avila contains him. Flag on the play.
All right, now here, when Gage decides to keep, he tucks that ball up in there hard. Donnie Gassaway's coming over. Did he call a face mask on that?
Yep.
Face mask on the defense.
So the Lobos get the violation of Rule 9, Section 1, Article 2, Paragraph K, grasping the face mask. Got ticketed for a 912K. Gil Johnson works for about 5 and gets the first down. Torrey Edwards on the tackle.
What a surge by the offensive line of Tulsa. That whole right side, there was no read there. That was just a counter dive, and they all just base blocked, went straight ahead for the first down.
Notice the 2 tight ends, and now Gage wants a timeout. And that's the first timeout that Tulsa has used. The Lobos also have 3. Clock showing 4:45 left. And this small crowd here at University Stadium, just a few thousand at best. Lobos down. And back here at University Stadium, Connie Alexander, Gary Ness. I want to take this opportunity to thank the people who've helped us an awful lot this year. The New Mexico Sports Information Department, John Keith, his assistant Greg Remington. Also our thanks to Athletic Director John Bridgers, Secretary Shirley Bowling, to Associate Athletic Director Bob Dobell and his crew. Tulsa first down now at their 36-yard line. As the counter and the pitch to Derrick, and Derrick horse collared up at the 44-yard line. Good defensive play by Kenneth Whitehead. And Tom Cole resting on one knee at the 40. Now he is up. While we're giving thanks here, I want to thank the academic coordinator, Dave Potter, his assistants, Rose Lomba and Dr. Susan Srubik. I want to thank Toe Deem and his staff, the equipment manager, Ed Filmer, the Lobo coaching staff, especially Jim Berryman and Ben Griffith. Flag on this play. Steve Gage at the helm of this Tulsa attack. It's second down and about 3. And let's see, it's illegal procedure against Tulsa here.
I believe the whistle had blown as he came out from under center because the play wasn't allowed to continue. Usually it's a procedural penalty when that happens.
And a penalty against Tulsa back to the 34.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense.
It's back to the 39. It'll be second down and about 7 or 8 yards for Tulsa. 4 minutes left in the second quarter. And Kelly is behind everybody. And Whitehead knocks him out of bounds on the Lobo 15. Stops the clock at 3:52. And Kelly shaken up. Kelly, the split end, 6 feet, 190, junior from McGregor, Texas.
Right now, the cornerback had come up. There was no safety over. And the ball was laid over the cornerback. It was just a sprint out action, so it was a pass play all the way. Mistake in the coverage there.
Special thanks to American Toyota for supplying our sideline camera truck used in this Lobo football telecast on Channel 14. Again, the two tight ends. And Gage with the pitch. And Lee turns, but there's no profit on this deal. And it'll be second and 10 at the 15 where Mike Thomas made the tackle. This Lobo football telecast on Channel 14 brought to you in part by Coors Premium Beer, the beer with the difference worth tasting. Coors is the one.
All that Gage was reading there was a linebacker gas away.
Well, there shows you what kind of afternoon Gage is having. 8 for 13 aerially, 138 yards, and boy, he has got a bunch rushing. I'll give you that in a minute. Harrison in motion, second and 10 at the Lobo 15. Complete to Harrison on the 12. He slips as he was trying to elude Darren Douglas, a Lobo cornerback. There is a small gain. It'll be third down and 7 at the 12-yard line. And Steve Gage's rushing statistics, 12 carries for 110 yards, so he has 248 yards of total offense here in the first half. 2:45 left in the first half. Gage having a tremendous afternoon, a senior quarterback. Down to the 5 and close to the first down goes Ellison as he found a crack in the Lobo defense. Gage is going to get a big test down in Miami next week, Gary.
Well, he certainly will. Miami's not only strong offensively, but defensively as well. And this is the inside veer. Now he's going to work back across the center, Ellison does. I'll bet you he ran that offense in high school in Houston.
And he's got first and goal at the 5 of the Lobos. Here is the option, and he cuts for a yard. Turned in by Carpenter, number 19. And other Lobos there to help. Let's call it the 5. It's a foot inside the 5. It'll be second and goal. Harrison comes on the field, number 3, with word from the bench. The clock is moving down to 1:53 in the half. Tulsa leading 12-7 and threatening. Lobos in a 6-5 goal line defense. Right in, standing up. Here is Ellison for the touchdown. Ellison scores, and it's 18-7 Tulsa with 1:38 left in the first half. The Tulsa team coming in here with a record of 6-3. They could go out of here 7-3 and invade Miami next week for that big test, which is Tulsa's final game of the year.
The touchdown play was a pitch off of the same exact call on the previous play. Gaged, in this case, he decided to pitch. There were actually two. There was a blocker and a pitch man, as we see some mix-up there on the line of scrimmage to the point after attempt. But there were two men out there for one defender to cover, and that's always an advantage to the offense.
Illegal procedure. Signal against Tulsa. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. And so the extra point attempt will come from 5 yards back.
Dead ball. False start offense.
Ellison has scored 2 touchdowns for Tulsa this afternoon. I think he only had 2 touchdowns for the season so far, although he's their leading rusher. The kick by Fuis is good, and it's Tulsa 19, the Lobos 7, with 98 seconds left in the first half. Now Ellison, who we'll watch getting this touchdown, now has 40 yards for the afternoon, 958 for the year. So he's only 42 yards away from the 1,000-yard level.
Now he did Gage, number 10, did exactly as he did the previous play. Ran into the face of Philip Vaughn, the defensive end, drew him to him, then pitched to Ellison. 2 men out there. Ellison just dives across.
Lobo football action on Channel 14 brought to you in part by Ajax Mobile Homes. We got the spirit, and it shows. So Tulsa will kick off as Fuis will boot it. Tulsa University, founded in 1894, enrollment about 6,000. That's just about what the attendance is here this afternoon, if that many. That's Heber. Run back by Heber to the Tulsa 35-yard line. Brought down by Wright. And the freshman from Anchorage gets another thrill. He had a 62-yard run from scrimmage a couple of weeks ago.
And does he looks like he knows what he wants to do. Watch him. There is no hesitation at all. Even when he makes cuts, everything is just very assertive. He knows he splits right between them there. That one break there, one movement. Well, he really got wrapped on the head.
45-yard kickoff return by Kelly. James got his man Capitola at the 25. And Capitola, the transfer from Potomac Junior College, does a good job after the reception, and he gets down near the Tulsa 23 and stops the clock with 1:26 left in the half. The Lobos trailing by 12 points.
Okay, this is a long throw to the sideline. Now Pat Capitola does the right thing. He realizes that he sees 3 men converging on him, so he steps out to stop the clock.
It's at the Tulsa 23-yard line. Shane Hall is in motion, out of the run and shoot. Complete to Hall at the 22, and he's out of bounds on the 17-yard line of Tulsa. That stops the clock with 1:20. Doug Deschereaux, the strong safety, made the tackle for Tulsa.
All right, sprint out, same play to the other side. Now they've accomplished, the last 2 plays have only used up 11 seconds, and they're getting closer each time, so that's exactly what they want to do.
Shane Hall's 15th catch of the year. James looking for Mathis, and he's got him, and Mathis has his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. This is a magnificent exhibition of football. James and Mathis, and what's Terrence doing there?
It is exactly the same play that they scored the first touchdown on, and this really has to be discouraging for Tulsa. They've really controlled the football in the second quarter, and that run back, that great run back by Hebert of the kickoff.
That's that throwback action there.
And there's that throwback. Yep.
And the extra point by Bibbo, and it's back to 19-14. We have 1:17 left, so the Lobos used only 21 seconds on that march of 35 yards, which was set up by Heber. Back at University Stadium, Connie Alexander and Gary Ness. James has just thrown the 2nd touchdown pass of the afternoon to Mathis against the number 8 pass defense in America. James completing 6 for 9 for 94 yards. He's rushed for 28. Burgess has rushed for 18. Mathis has caught 2 passes for 42 yards total, 24 and 18. And both of Mathis' receptions today have been for touchdowns. Both of them home runs. Returned by Lee. And Lee drifts out to his own 32 with 1:11 left in the half, where Art Martinez makes the tackle for the Lobos. Tulsa 19, New Mexico 14. 71 seconds left in the half. Boy, did the Lobos strike quickly after Tulsa's last touchdown.
And if I were Don Morton, the coach of the Tulsa Hurricane, I would really be upset, because just when you had established control of the game, you get that run back and then the 3 quick completions, and the Lobos are back in it.
Golden Hurricane up to the line of scrimmage. Looking for Kelly. Covered by Carpenter. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the Tulsa 32, 1:06 left.
Here's the sprint or the rollout action that we've seen so much of, and really this is the poorer thrown pass that he's shown today. Poorest pass he's shown today.
Kelly is a fine receiver, and we're not seeing Eric Brown much this afternoon. He's our number 1 receiver. Kelly is number 2. Lee with the carry. Eric Brown, the number 1 receiver, is bothered with a sprained ankle. We saw him in for only 1 play that I can recall.
Interesting thing. Now, as soon as Tulsa went to the running play, that gives us a message here that they want the clock to run out. So New Mexico quickly called a timeout. They believe that they can stop them here and get yet another possession in the half.
3rd down and about 7.5 needed. Call it 7 from the Tulsa 35. As Gage talks with Morton. Gage is quite a young man. He's the offensive player of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference last year. That conference no longer plays football. He was academic all-conference there. This summer he was a youth minister at a church in Tulsa. 6'3", 210 senior, hometown Claremore, Oklahoma. Has total offense exceeding 5,000 yards in his career, and has today, just this afternoon, has broken Jerry Rome's all-time Tulsa record. Football fans will remember the name of Jerry Rome. Gage hitting 60% and completion better than 15 yards a throw.
Well, he's their All-American prospect, and he's worth it. He's demonstrated that this afternoon.
He'll be showcased with Vinny Testaverde next week in Miami. And Gage sees that there's not much more room to work, so he just crash lands on purpose in front of Cole and Thomas here.
And the important thing for Tulsa is that he did get the first down. Once again, we see him diving for that first down yardage. Right at the feet of Tom Cole, 56. That's a great perspective from that,
and he got the first down with very little to spare and 34 seconds to go, and the clock now ticking down to 30. Looking for Harrison, and has him at the Lobo 38-yard line. Harrison caught by Marcel Weiss from Huntington Beach and Whitehead from Detroit. And that will stop the clock at 16 seconds in the half to reset the first down Gage. At the Lobo 39, they mark it down.
And now Tulsa, who now seems more in control, now they call a timeout. Now once again, isn't that amazing? Just a few minutes ago, they were 30 yards downfield. They were willing to run out the clock. Now that they've gained a little bit of yardage, now they're going to stop the clock, try to get another score here.
Harrison has 5 catches for 69 yards. Yeah, the score 19-14, Tulsa. Boy, a field goal, if they don't get to a touchdown, a field goal would sure do a whole lot, give them an 8-point lead. And, I kind of wondered on the Lobos' last conversion whether or not they might go for 2 instead of the 1. Had they gone for 2, they'd be within 4. A field goal would keep by Tulsa would still mean only a 7-point difference.
Yeah, those are all considerations at this point, even as the first half is ending.
And a little easier to think about when you're in the grandstand and not standing on the grass down there.
Usually is.
Gage to Kelly. Incomplete. Carpenter with some good work.
Nice work by Don Carpenter, number 19. You watch walking away there. The pass was there, and it was in Kelly's arms, but Carpenter's tackle forced it out. Connie, who was it that said that Steve Gage couldn't pass? I think he's an excellent passer. I think it's just simply because he's also such a great runner that it kind of obscures his talent.
Well, that certainly happens to a lot of people in a lot of endeavors. 2nd and 10. Lobo 39. Gage going deep down the middle, and it's picked off by Umdenstock. Umdenstock, well, he looked like a fullback bringing that thing back to the Lobo 38. And time runs out in the half. Umdenstock with his second interception. The 5'11", 202-pound senior from Des Moines, Iowa. Boy, he is a good football player.
He is you have to ask yourself, what is it that Bob Umdenstock as a football player can't do? He can cover on pass. He's a great open field tackler. He steps up. Now here, look how deep he is back there in the secondary. He had to retreat 20 yards to be back there.
And he stiff-armed that guy, 27 years old. I'll tell you what, I'll vote for him.
He will be missed next year. That's one senior who will be missed.
University Stadium, Connie Alexander, Gary Ness, Tulsa leading the Lobos by 5. We want to show you some of the highlights of an exciting first half of football here. Gage is having a tremendous afternoon, and this was his biggest play of the afternoon, 56 yards on Tulsa's first series.
Using the block of the first running back, a lead option play, and we see Gage's great speed here for a 56-yard gain.
He rushed for 129 yards on 14 carries in the first half. Here is a touchdown by Ellison, the first of 2 for Tulsa's leading ball carrier.
And he just simply pitched it out. Now here we have New Mexico's first touchdown, a throwback to Terrence Mathis, taking advantage of this defensive secondary's rotation of Tulsa.
Ned James, and this is the safety. And watch James pull it in with his left hand, barely avert a Tulsa touchdown. And we're going to take a look at Gage's passing ability. He hit 10 out of 18 for 159 yards, and a Tulsa field goal by Fuis.
All right, now we have once again, now this is Ned James showing his passing ability here to Keith Arbon. Option pitch for Ellison's second touchdown of the afternoon.
Ellison had 36 yards in the first half. Here's a throwback. Watch James going to the left and throwing back to Mathis at the end zone. Mathis' second catch, second touchdown of the afternoon.
Second time on that particular play as well.
And statistically, notice how Tulsa is leading in passing. They are leading in rushing and overwhelming the Lobos in total offense. Boy, they're just going at a record clip. We'll look in the record books on that 378 for Tulsa. Turnovers, not a big factor. Look at the first downs for Tulsa, 18-8. And the score, 19-14 Tulsa.
Tulsa's really had more control of this game than the score shows. Tulsa really should be very upset that they've let the Lobos get back in it with that touchdown right towards the end of the first half.
And the teams are getting ready now for the second half, and we'll be back with the kickoff after this message. And the Lobos will be kicking off to start the second half. The wind will be at their backs. Wind is coming in from, it's still a westerly wind, maybe shifting a little bit now to be more towards southerly. And Bell is going to kick off. Ronnie Kelly is the deep back for Tulsa. And Bell lofts it into the Tulsa end zone. 70-yard carry and the touchback. So Tulsa leads 19-14. In the first half, Burgess carried 7 times for 20 yards. James 8 for 28. Rogers 2 for 37 for the Lobos. Ellison 10 for 36 for Tulsa. Gage 14 for 29. Gage stole the show in the first half with 288 yards of total offense. James had about 120 yards total offense. Here's the pitch to Lee. And Lee almost gets the first down out near the 30-yard line. And he is jolted hard by Philip Vaughn, number 45 of the Lobos.
When you see a pitch man get this kind of yardage, you know that the wide receivers downfield have done a good job of blocking, which is exactly what happened.
Umdenstock, number 51 for the Lobo defense. And here is a Tulsa first down on the feet of Kenneth Lee. Let's see if we have any statistics on Lee's rushing. He's had 9 carries for 44 yards. He's gone past the 500-yard mark, the freshman from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Cole, as usual, doing a good job defensively for New Mexico. Lavelle, number 68 for the Lobos, limping off. And 96, Bobby Edwards, will come in there in place of him. Looks like they moved Avila over to left tackle. Well, that's where he was anyway. Here is Gage trying to get around Weiss. Weiss and Whitehead corralling, but not before the first down on the Tulsa 46-yard line.
Marcel Weiss has to come up. He's running in what's called an invert. He must support on run from his safety position. Inside out, he has to come up and challenge the line of scrimmage earlier than what he's doing. Of course, Gage has such great speed, it just, he's hard to beat in a foot race.
Fields, the center over the ball, weighs 250. He was a walk-on at 195 pounds. He's gained 55 pounds at center since coming to Tulsa U. Boy, Gil Johnson spurts through the gap in another Tulsa first down on the Lobo 41 before Whitehead comes up from the secondary to make the stop. That big Tulsa line doing a good job.
Oh, they sure did. From that end zone camera, you can see that veer block open up.
They got some big guys in there. They've got, they weigh like 270. Don Carpenter blitzing. Great job by Carpenter, number 19, the junior from Albuquerque for the Lobos. Had 31 unassisted tackles before this game.
That was an all-out blitz, and Don Carpenter, number 19, was the one who got to the quarterback. But that's a pretty risky call there, but evidently something of the tendencies in the first half by the Tulsa team warranted that decision.
Avila 63 was there, and it's a 9-yard loss. They get back 7 of it on Derek Ellison's carry here. Ellison, 172-pound, 5'9" sophomore from Houston. 20th in the nation in rushing, takes it to the Lobo 43. And from there it'll be 3rd down and 12, where Orlando Lavelle, number 68, made the tackle. Some of Tulsa's success can be attributed also to their offensive right guard, number 78. Here is Gage with a pitch to Ellison. Ellison, a good job of regaining balance after having his feet almost knocked from under him, back about the 45. Umdenstock slowed him up, and then Thomas got him down. Watch 51 Umdenstock. It's 4th down and about 7. Stevenson in to punt. Punted 3 for about 37 yards in the first half. 1 out of bounds on the 3. This one is just a touchback. We mentioned that Tulsa right guard, David Alexander, 270-pounder. He's going to play in the East-West Shrine game and the Senior Bowl. 3 minutes gone, Tulsa lead. Now the Lobos ready from their own 20-yard line. Out of the wishbone, Ned James makes his cut for 4 yards to his own 24 and is embraced there by Craig Dahlquist, a senior outside linebacker, 6'2", 194, was an all-state pole vaulter in Kansas. 2nd and 6 coming for the Lobos. against this Tulsa team, which has beaten Oklahoma State and Houston. Beat Oklahoma State by 4 and Houston by 10. Ned James fakes the pass and gets the first down just across his own 30-yard line. Neat work by James, and then Dennis Bird bear hugs him down at the Lobo 31-yard line.
It's interesting now. Nate wants to throw the ball to Glenn Rogers as wingback, is running that little pop pass pattern, but he sees the linebackers retreat, so this event, in effect, becomes an option. Okay, then just keep it and get some forward yardage.
Here's the run and shoot, and the pitch to Rogers. And Rogers is down on his own 38 by Tim Gordon. Glenn Rogers, the 5'7" senior from Phoenix, 174-pounder.
We'll see more of this play unless the Tulsa defense changes. But right now, when you get that pitch, you have a wide receiver and a pitch man out there, 2-on-1 defender.
Rogers got about 7. He's averaging 4.5. Had 140 yards rushing before today. Kevin Burgess stacked up at the line. Now Burgess has not had a productive afternoon. He's had 7 carries for 18 yards. But let me hasten to add that in Tulsa's last 2 games, they faced 2 of the nation's top rushers, and they put the wraps on both of them. And they've done that this afternoon on Burgess. Burgess came into the game with 868 yards rushing. He has 18 this afternoon. Here's the pop pass to Rogers. Near the first down, around the 41, where Gordon made the tackle on the 3rd down play. It is a first down for the Lobos. Official has signaled, the referee's signaled first down, and they're moving the sticks now, and the Lobos got the first down by just the slimmest of margins at their 41.
That pop pass is merely meant to make the linebackers back off from the line of scrimmage.
Mathis turns the corner to the 50. Brought down by Gordon and Wright. Charles Wright, number 2 for Tulsa. Take a look at him. He is not tall, he is not quick, but he makes the plays. There he is, number 2, Charles Wright, a senior for Tulsa. 2nd and 1. Good look at Terrence Mathis. James nailed behind his line of scrimmage by Scott Estes, the 243-pound junior defensive end from Plano, Texas.
All right, now what they did in this case, Tulsa's...
James is hobbling there, Gary.
Yeah, he sure is. Let's see. Maybe we'll see how he gets... But Tulsa is shooting gaps here. They've got a stunt on. James doesn't even have time to read it. And you see he grabbed his right leg.
And he twisted it, yeah. Now, Mathis has moved to quarterback as James goes out. Hall comes in Mathis' slot. And a handoff to Burgess, and Burgess may have the first down. And Toe Deems over there working on Ned James. And it looks like enough for the first down. Some sort of a question. It's a dead ball personal foul against Tulsa. Dead ball personal foul, so the Lobos are going to have a first down plus a big chunk of yardage on into the Tulsa interior.
I agree with you, Connie. I think Burgess had the first down. That was a good call there. Come in with a fresh quarterback, even though Terrence Mathis has been in the game. Give him something he can handle easily.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, first down.
But Kevin had the first down before the foul.
The Lobos trailing by 5 points, middle of the 3rd quarter. First down on the Tulsa 34. And Burgess on that slant to the 25-yard line. Burgess gouges out 9 yards out of that Tulsa defense, and Tony Buford, the linebacker, the leading tackler, finally solves Tulsa's problem.
All right, let's give some credit to Brian McCabe and Barry Luther on that side. you know, sometimes in the second half you change your blocking patterns a little bit according to what the defense has been doing, and I think they might have done that.
2nd and 1, 25-yard line. Mathis to the 12. Good work by the sophomore. That's the guy you'll probably be seeing at quarterback for New Mexico next year.
And we saw some of number 15, Terrence Mathis's toughness here. Now watch. He sees it, he tucks the ball, and he's going to try to get the positive yardage. Takes one hit right there. Keeps going.
162, 5'10", Mathis. First down, 10 on the Tulsa 12. Tulsa 19, New Mexico 14. To Burgess for 1. Donnie D made the tackle. He weighs 240 at defensive tackle. Anthony Brown, the nose guard, at 219, helped him. Almost a 2-yard gain for Burgess. Second down, about 8.5 to a first down, just outside Tulsa's 10. Shane Hall is the man in motion. And the handoff to Burgess. And Burgess struggles in there, bruising down to about the 7-yard line of the Golden Hurricane. Burgess getting the call a lot now, 35 yards on 12 carries. And from the Tulsa 7, it's going to be 3rd down and 5.
New Mexico having much more success running to the right, running to McCabe and Luther's side. And Terrence sees something he doesn't like. The reason I mention that, Connie, is that the Lobos are on the right hash mark, and if you're having more success with a couple of blockers on one side of the formation, we see with Ben Griffith, they may be forced to run it into the hash mark.
Tulsa has called this timeout. Tulsa leads by 5. Back at University Stadium, Connie Alexander, Gary Ness, there is Mathis, and Ned James coming back in now after having his leg twisted on a tackle a few minutes ago. Now he looks like he's functioning all right. And the Lobos face 3rd and 5 on the Tulsa 7 with 6:49 left, 3rd quarter. And the cherry and silver threatening to come from behind right here. James trying to lunge for it and is just about a yard short. Looked like an Olympic diver right here.
Oh, and is that dangerous? Any of you youngsters watching, don't do this. It takes a lot of courage, but it's dangerous when you get in the air. Now, Ned does this. It's a very courageous thing. He gets his first down. He's actually trying to get in the end zone, but watch, leaping up. Oh, you're at the mercy of the gods when you get up there in the air.
Oh, my. 1st and goal at the 1. Burgess tried to dive for it. It looked like they stopped him. He was just trying to break that plane above the goal line, that imaginary vertical line above the stripe. And he was fielded by a Tulsa defender by the name of Tony Buford, the leading tackler, the linebacker, number 41. James on a quarterback sneak behind wedge blocking, and the Lobos lead 20-19 with the conversion attempt to come. Now will they go for 1 or 2? 2 would give them a 3-point lead.
Well, then in that case, you'd probably go for 2. Let's see, did they call a penalty? No. But what helped the Lobos on that play, Ned James called it on a quick snap count. In other words, the Tulsa defense was really not ready at the time. So and with just a short yardage to go, you get good takeoff on a short snap count.
They're going to go for 2. Going to try to make it 22-19. Out of the reach of Arbonne. So the Lobo conversion attempt broke down, and the Lobo lead remains at 20-19 with 5:56 remaining. So the Lobos went 80 yards in 15 plays, with Ned James getting the touchdown on a plunge. Mathis did a good job coming in. He rushed 3 times for 36 yards on that touchdown march. We'll be back in just a minute. Lobos will be kicking off, enjoying a 1-point lead here now. About 9 minutes deep into quarter number 3. Bill Bell, the economics student from Aurora, Colorado, will kick off. Lobos will be losing all 3 of their kickers. Bill Bell, the extra point man Joe Bibbo, and the punter Ron Keller.
It's a very important point because they're going to have to replace all 3 of them next year. And the thing is, right now, the Lobos do not have anyone else who's been working at those skills, so they'll have to recruit something.
Look at that Lobo kickoff alignment. Deep to Kelly. Heads up the main stream and goes toward the shore and is out and caught in a Lobo log jam at the 20.
Caught by Brett Hebert, number 22, who not only runs back kickoffs well, as we saw to set up a touchdown in the first half, but also tackles well on kickoff teams.
Boy, Gage having a good afternoon through the air lanes, averaging about 16 yards per completion. Before I forget it, I want to get the Tulsa record book out, see how close he could be to a record. He had a great first half, almost 300 yards total offense. The option, and Donnie Gassaway is the roadblock and just blots out Gage at the 22-yard line.
And that is the first time in this game that Gage has been stopped behind the line of scrimmage on the option play. He's been rushed from passing on a blitz, but from the option play, this is a first for New Mexico's defense this afternoon.
Second down. And about 9 to go for the Golden Hurricane. And Gage keeps it on out. Fumbles it out of bounds about the 38. Well, let's see, they're going to rule it on up at the 41-yard line where it finally crossed the line across the way.
Watch Gage stop on his fake. That freezes the defense, makes them believe that someone else has the football. Then he heads upfield. That hesitation by the quarterback in faking is a good coaching point.
First down at the 41-yard line of Tulsa. They trail 20-19. And Gage calls a timeout. And Tulsa has used 2 timeouts here in the third quarter. They have only 1 left now. And that may be meaningful as we come down to the finish line.
Especially when you consider in the fourth quarter, if the wind stays like it is right now, they'll be working against the wind in the fourth.
Hey, we've got your primetime lineup weeknights on Channel 14 with Knight Rider at 5 o'clock, Different Strokes at 6, and The Facts of Life at 6:30. Watch it only on The Great Entertainer, Channel 14.
Lobo cheerleaders have something to cheer about. They now have the lead. There's a group that works pretty hard, don't they? Those cheerleaders.
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, I was talking to Matt Betterman, one of the male cheerleaders. Got his nose broken the other day, and they were practicing, and one of the girls, they flipped her up in the air, and her
kicked him.
Arm hit him on the nose, broke his nose. Ronnie Kelly on the flanker reverse. Boy, gets a good block from Harrison, but a great piece of defensive work by Mike Thomas, who fought off the blocker to make the tackle, Gary.
Yes, it is a great job by Thomas, because as I saw it from here, it looked like Bob Umdenstock had been held by on the line of scrimmage there, but so Mike Thomas was out there all alone.
First down. Tulsa on the Lobo 42. Throw set left for Tulsa out of the split back veer. Stacked up for nothing, Kenneth Lee by the Lobo interior, John Avila and Orlando Lavelle, 63 and 68 respectively. This Tulsa quarterback Gage has a chance to break Tulsa's 1-game total offense record of 504 yards set 22 years ago by Jerry Rome. He has over 300 yards here with about a third of the game left. Ellison traipses through the middle on a second down try, and he's about 4 yards away from a Tulsa first down at the Lobo 36.
Each time that Tulsa has gone to an automatic, Steve Gage has called the inside veer. And so the Lobos have stopped it. Now, I think when they're looking for the inside veer when he calls an audible.
3rd down and 4 from the 36. Lobo 36. Penetration by Umdenstock. Another great play by Umdenstock.
You know, pound for pound, I can't imagine a better football player, defensive football player than number 51 on your screen there, Bob Umdenstock. What he can do.
And he makes the tackle on the 40, so it's 4th and 17. And Stevenson is called to duty once more. Memphis waits back on the 10. The kick into the wind. And going out of bounds near the 6-yard line. At the 6, they mark it in Lobo territory.
What a display of precision punting by Stevenson this afternoon. That's twice inside the 10.
Lobos lead by 1 at University Stadium. Rogers. James dancing out of the end zone. Good block by Burgess there. And the Lobos move it from their 6. A 15-yard gain out across the 21-yard line by James, who has 61 yards rushing this afternoon. And there's Estes number 75 on the hit. He got almost to the 22-yard line. First down, Lobos leading 20-19. 2.5 minutes left the 3rd quarter. They shift into the wishbone configuration. And James makes his cut for another big bundle of yardage, and Tim Gordon, a senior out of Ardmore, makes the tackle. And Tulsa is shaken up. It's Doug Degereaux, the strong safety, over toward the far sideline.
You know, if Ned James, who is blessed with a lot of athletic gifts, he has speed and quickness and great agility, can change directions. But if Ned James has an attribute that is outstanding, it's that he can make something out of nothing. He can scramble and cut back against where the play was, the direction of the play that was originally called, and get you a first down, which he showed 2 plays previously.
Deschereaux Jr. from Edmond, Oklahoma is a strong safety, the starter at 195. He's the man there assisting there. The Tulsa trainer Scott McGonigal and Toe Deem, his assistant Larry Willick, with some hospitality. See the effect of the wind here this afternoon. About a 25-mile wind. It's not really unpleasant. But it's nippy.
And you see wrapped around the flagpole like that, you can tell it's been changing directions, because wrapping it around like that
might be spinning the flagpole. The ball is on the 28-yard line in Lobo territory, where it's going to be 2nd and about 7 as they're helping Deschereaux off. Looks like his left leg has been injured.
Your strong safety is one of the key men in your defense. Anytime you lose a strong safety, you've lost probably your top or number 2 tackler. So Scott Giroux, unless they have a good replacement for him, they'll miss him.
Great shot by our Channel 14 crew. I want to congratulate the Channel 14 crew for an excellent job on the football coverage.
Yes, here and elsewhere, all season long.
Brian Anderson and all of his gang. Ned James tackled by Estes, but he had handed the ball away to Burgess. And it's close to the first down, and is enough at the 32-yard line.
Believe me, after Stevenson's punt, these 2 first downs, the scramble by James and this first down right here, were very important.
Lobos lead 20-19 late in the 3rd quarter. Burgess with a good move to the 40-yard line of the Lobos. Burgess running hard. Burgess getting a supreme test here this afternoon. Burgess 15 carries for 47 yards. Boy, it's been tough going in there.
It sure has. Kevin's had, as you say, it's been tough going for him.
2nd down and 3 from the 40. James caught by that big Tulsa lineman, Tony Buford, the linebacker, is the man who grabbed him by the wing. No, it's Estes. Yeah, Estes, number 75. Buford is number 41. That Estes has been a thorn in James' side all afternoon. 243, a junior.
All right, now this forces the big 3rd down and 6, 3rd and 7 play now.
From the Lobo 37. Lobos end up with 3 split receivers to the left, and it goes to Mathis, but he can't get the first down as he's arrested by Gordon. Gordon, a heady player, a senior, and managed to stop Terrence Mathis as Mathis made his 3rd catch of the year. Mathis needed 8 catches this afternoon to move into 2nd place ahead of Keith McGee. Oh, a magnificent boot with the wind by Keller. And look at that thing being killed down there about the 1.5, but it looked like it was going to die on its own. Then Anthony Stevenson went out to make sure, but I think that ball would have died on its own around the 1 or 2 yard line. That was the perfect wedge shot.
We have seen a textbook display of great punting this afternoon, both by Stevenson and by Ronnie Keller.
59-yard punt backs Tulsa up into the shadow of its goal post at their 2 yard line with 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 20-19 Tulsa trailing.
And this is a chance for the Lobo defense to assert themselves. Keep them on their side of the 50-yard line.
And to the tight end, Andrews dragging across, and Donnie Gassaway makes the stop on Kevin Andrews, the big 6'4" senior from Tulsa, and he gets a first down, 12 yards, and they get the ball out of the danger zone from the 2 to almost to the 15.
Great play by Steve Gage. Shows the confidence in coming out of their own end zone throwing on first down.
14 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Ellison gets 3 or 4 yards. Clock is ticking down, and that may be the last play of the period. So time expires on the Tulsa 18. And so Tulsa will be coming up 3rd down when we return with the 4th quarter. And so Tulsa faces 2nd down and about 7 at their 18-yard line. It seemed to me like this was supposed to be 3rd down. Gage keeps it over to the 22-yard line. David Ziegler made the tackle. He is a freshman from Albuquerque. Highland High, 216 pound. Ball on the Lobo 22-yard line. 3rd and 3. And Ellison gets a first down out near the 37-yard line. Kenneth Whitehead made the tackle in the Lobo secondary, but Tulsa has a first down early in the 4th quarter. Tulsa trailing 20-19. Tulsa has lost earlier this year to Louisiana Tech, to Southwest Louisiana, and to Arkansas. But in that game against Arkansas, they were in the hunt right up till the very end. They were down by 1 touchdown and were on a drive, and then lost the ball on a turnover and ended up losing by about 2 touchdowns. Derek Ellison on the Tulsa carry, almost to the Tulsa 40, and David Ziegler and Art Martinez in there defensively. David Ziegler, that freshman who is spelling John Avila, defensive left tackle. Ziegler, number 84. Here goes Lee.
How How would you like to be number 84, David Ziegler, and have to work against that front that Tulsa has, averaging 260 pounds per man? John Avila, they've been doing a yeoman's job this afternoon. It looks as though Tulsa right now is going to try to use that strength and hoping in the last quarter to just show their power and strength superiority and march it right down.
First down on the 49-yard line of Tulsa. To Harrison. Close to another first down. Gary, you said he's doing a yeoman's job. I've been hearing people all my life say he did a yeoman's job. What's a yeoman's job?
Well, that was wasn't that an agricultural worker back in the medieval times? Yeoman? Is what? A third baseman for the Yankees? No.
You guys are too much. Second down and about a foot. Hey, Gary, happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday yesterday. Happy birthday.
29 again.
Second down and a foot just outside the Lobo 41 early in the fourth quarter. Kenneth Lee tries for the first down, and it looks like he has it. John Avila plugs the hole, but Tulsa got the first down as indicated by referee Joe Corbett.
Not much there as those yeomen just close it up again.
First and 10, Lobo 40. Edwards snuffs Gage out at the 37. 11 and a half minutes left. The fourth quarter. Lobos 20, Tulsa 19. A good look at Gage as he looks over to the sideline. Art Martinez, number 87, is a sophomore out of Tucson. He's done a good job on the specialty teams this year. Now he's seeing action started today at defensive end. Ellison knocked down by Douglas and Whitehead. This referee today is from Fairview Heights, Illinois, Jim Corbin. It's a long way from home.
Test of stamina right now. Tulsa's doing their just basic veer offense, they think they're stronger right now at this stage of the game.
First down at the 30. That's Harrison. Puts a good move on Thomas, and Weiss finally gets him down at the 1-yard line. Well, this is a great effort by the receiver, Eric Harrison, a sophomore, 5'11". Watch this move.
And I think we'll understand here why Mike Thomas gave him such a big cushion. In other words, gave him space so he didn't want to run past him, because you can see he makes an inside move and then gets all the way to the 1-yard line before Marcel Weiss can run him out.
That's his 7th catch of the day for 107 yards. First down and goal on the 1. Tulsa line pinched in against a gap 8 defense. Touchdown. Touchdown for Tulsa. They lead 25-20.
Right now it looks as though they're lining up here to try to go for 2.
They want a 7-point margin, not just a 6. Good shot at Gage for the 6 points. Gage came into the game with 9 touchdowns. Going for 2 now on the conversion. Flag on the play. Gage passing, batted down by Whitehead, but it looked like maybe a Lobo was offside. Could have been a false start that drew him off, though. We'll see in just a minute.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of looked like a Lobo had faked a blitz here, or was actually coming on a blitz. Webster? No, Gassaway, 46, Donnie Gassaway.
So they're going to penalize half the distance to the goal line. That is a big factor here now.
Well, yes, it is. A veer team.
Offside. Defense. Try again.
All right, now a veer team in this situation with just 1.5 yards can go with their basic veer offense right here instead of trying to, at 3 yards, trying to roll out and challenge the corner. Now they can go straight ahead if they like, which wouldn't be a bad idea with this big, strong offensive line that Tulsa has.
Yeah, their guards weigh 270, the center 250, and the center is nationally known as a weightlifter. He has done 765 pounds on a squat lift. Watch for power in the middle here. Oh, the option, and Gage gets the 2 points, and Tulsa leads 27-20.
Well, this will force the Lobos now, if they score a touchdown now, to go for a two-pointer for the win.
Here's Gage running the option.
No penetration by red shirts till he crosses the goal line.
Monday night at 7 on the movies, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton star in the hit comedy 9 to 5. Don't miss it on KGSW TV channel 14. Lobos trailing now by 7, 27-20. Devin Cooper kills it for the touchback.
Lobo offense must assert itself right now, at least gain field position. Time is not against them at this point, but they need to get the ball out to midfield so to keep themselves in position to score.
Boy, Gary, let's not lose sight of the fact Mario Martinez pointing this out, our statistician, is a Tulsa man shaken up. Remember, Keller kicked the ball to the 2. Tulsa took it 98 yards for that touchdown.
Yeah.
10 plays.
Great drive, and they did it mostly with just basic veer offensive stuff. They really didn't have to do anything outside of their basic offense to get the score, a very important score. So I really believe they feel stronger at this point than the Lobos.
We can't see that number on the injured Tulsa player yet. Going to take another look at Tulsa's unsuccessful attempt for a touchdown before the option play. This is Gage trying to go over the mouth of the muscle, and he scored later on the option play.
Well, you know, if we get a chance to see that again, look at the flag, that the marker, the orange marker on the goal line. If the camera was lined up, if the camera's lined up on the goal line, now watch as he goes over. You see the yellow stanchion, excuse me, the orange stanchion. It's in your picture right there, right?
The pylon, yeah, to the left.
The pylon. If the camera's lined up on line with both of those, it doesn't appear as though he crossed the goal line.
Oh, that was the play where he scored the touchdown.
Yes, that's the one that they really scored.
Then it was later after that he scored on the option.
Okay, yeah, we get our message from the truck that yes, our camera was on the goal line. So, anyways, that's an awfully difficult call to make when you get people in there. You know, they take more time now with players injured on the field because administration of injuries, first aid in an injury is very important to things like lawsuits and that sort of thing later on. So they're much more careful.
Chris Cotman is the injured Tulsa player. First down for the Lobos at their 20-yard line. And the pass to Rogers for about 18, 19 yards, and then Buford, the linebacker, brings him down. Lobos trailing 27-20. A little over 10 minutes to go. Glenn Rogers, the senior out of Phoenix. Looks like he wants a little bit of a rest, and Hall comes in for it.
That was a big play. That gained him a nice 19-yard gain, got him out of the hole there. That field position factor, that went a long way towards that.
First down at the 38 of the Lobos. James to Mathis. Mathis to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. We want to thank American Toyota for our sideline camera truck used in this Channel 14 telecast. And we want to thank Frank Supply for the end zone camera platform.
All right, roll out here. He's got a short man in the flat, Terrence Mathis. And Terrence, number 15, is the guy who can make a 3-yard pass in the flat, a 60-yard touchdown.
2nd and 6. And Hall is busted back near the 40. John Brown, outside linebacker, gets him at the 41 of the Lobos. It'll be 3rd down and about 7.5 yards to go. 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Tulsa leads by 7. Critical play right here. Mathis has got to go to the 48. He is close to the 1st down. I think he's going to have it by maybe a foot. Dahlquist made the tackle, but Mathis did a good job of knowing where the line to gain was. Watch Mathis here.
Oh, he does. And this is a long throw into the flat to Terrence Mathis, number 15. Now watch him dance a little bit, but he's trying to get up there, stretching across. He gets almost to the 50.
He got just outside the 49. It's good for the Lobo 1st down. James gathers 5 yards, maybe a little more, down near the 45.
What an excellent fake by Kevin Burgess. When the back does not hesitate but accelerates through the hole, if he's faking, then they have to tackle him, and that set up James' run.
2nd down, a little over 4 needed for the Lobos. 8 minutes left in the game. Rogers, 1st down, and he's on down to the 33 of Tulsa, and Dahlquist brings him down at the 33.
No backside receivers, only 2 receivers out, and they're to the same side. The reason is they need extra blocking. They want to make sure that Ned James gets his pass away.
Ned James, 12 completions and 15 throws for 142 yards. How about that? And the pitch to Rogers around the bend. And he's down to about the 29 of Tulsa. And Michael Greer makes the stop. Rogers having a good afternoon.
And Ned James did that so well. A very well executed option pitch. Made the defense commit to him. Pitched it out. Rogers gets a nice gain.
2nd down. About 7 to go. James gets the 1st down. Now he wants to go out. May have turned his ankle or something.
I really believe, yes, he tripped or stepped in a hole, something. He hurt himself here. James had to leave the lineup. Now he has more open field here. I don't believe he's sliding. Let's see. Or he may have started to slide but got a foot under him or something.
He got a 1st down just inside the 22. And a Lobo turnover. And Tulsa comes up with it, the 2nd turnover of the afternoon by the Lobos.
Terrence Mathis had to move into quarterback, and sometimes when you change quarterbacks in midstream, you have an exchange problem, and that appears to have been the case.
John Brown recovered the fumble at the 22 of Tulsa. And Tulsa ready to go now with Gage at the tiller. The inside veer to Ellison. Ellison gets almost 10 yards. Donnie Gassaway on the tackle. Almost to the 32 by Ellison. And Ellison, 18 carries for 93, and now Ellison has passed the 1,000-yard mark, 93 this afternoon. That gives him 1,011 up to this moment. And he is a sophomore from Houston. First down.
And Tulsa is content to run their basic veer offense here as they did in the previous 98-yard drive. They feel stronger than the Lobo defense right now. It'll consume time, so we can expect to see the basic veer offense.
6.5 minutes left in the game. Tulsa leading by 7. Gage keeps it. He stepped out of bounds back on his 48-yard line. But he got about 16 yards, maybe 17 before that happened. Kenneth Whitehead was coming up to meet him.
If you're the defensive coach for the Lobos up here in the press box, it scares you to see Steve Gage, number 10, with that much open space. Kenneth Whitehead came over and just got enough contact with him to force him to step out.
First down at the Tulsa 48. And there's Ellison finding room in the middle. And boy, they're just ripping and tearing at that Lobo defense now. That was about 11 yards.
And this is what is so discouraging defensively when your opponents can run the basic stuff at you at this point in the ball game and whip you on the line of scrimmage. There it is.
It's almost to the Lobo 40 for the first down. 6 minutes left in the game. Gage might go. Carpenter's back there. He goes inside Carpenter. Gets a block from Harrison and goes on in for the touchdown. That's about a 40-yard effort by Gage. Gage with a great effort, and he picked up a couple of good blocks. And Gage has gone way over the 400-yard mark for total offense this afternoon. The Tulsa record is 504.
And it's almost a replica of a play 3 plays ago when running to the same sideline, which Gage just barely got it knocked out of bounds. This time he stayed in, reversed his field, got to the end zone.
Tulsa leads 33-20 as Fuist tries to add the extra point, and he does.
Fuist twice?
Yeah, we're going to get him to change his name. 34-20 Tulsa. So kicking off. Looks like Cooper. Cooper totes it out to about the 37-yard line. Devin Cooper. Brought down by Mickey Price. Good return by Cooper. Lobos trailing by 14 with 5.5 minutes to go. Through the first 3 quarters, Tulsa gained 473 yards. The Lobos 290 yards. James to Arbonne near midfield. And a flag is being thrown as Arbonne was caught and stopped, and then Charles Wright, number 2, came up and hit him. Didn't really batter him, but in the judgment of the official, he ruled that it was a late hit, and it's going to be a 15-yard penalty from right down there. Watch this. Now watch number 2 come up. Watch for number 2. See, Arbonne's watching him come.
And the whistle had blown, and believe me that Charles Wright is getting a speech. That happened at his bench, and the coaches are giving him a little bit of a speech right now.
He's a veteran, a senior. You have to say on his behalf, he could have hit Arbonne a lot harder.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, first down.
Penalty takes it to Tulsa's 38. Tulsa 34, the Lobos 20. He just had a little bit of a mental lapse there, Gary. Rogers in motion. And Rogers has it. Good catch by Rogers and on to the 16-yard line. Boy, Rogers is doing great this afternoon. Let's see, he's caught 4 for 62. He has carried 4 times for 48. Rogers 110 yards total offense in 8 plays.
And oh, what a pass by James. He had to throw through the on-rushing lineman. He had to throw get it over the linebackers and under the secondary. That was some throw.
Burgess against the grain for 2 or 3. Downtown Brown cuts him down. Burgess, let's see how many he's got. 48 yards this afternoon on 16 efforts. For the year, that will give Burgess 48 plus 868, but give him 916 up to right now. So he looks like a good bet to reach the 1,000-yard mark. James looking deep for Mathis. A great catch by Mathis. Mathis is brought down by Dogquist. The Lobos are about to punch it in.
Now, from where they are on the field right now, James is having to look into a low sun. And he finds Mathis in the shadows over there, and what a catch. That's what you call good hands.
Mathis' 6th catch for 71 yards as James has hit 15 out of 18. James sneaking, trying to score. He got there. And the Lobos are still in it. As Ned James scores. He came into this game with 2 rushing touchdowns and 9 passing touchdowns. He's rushed for 2 touchdowns this afternoon. And now it's 34-26 with a conversion attempt coming.
And the important thing was that took less than 2 minutes for that score. So with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left, the Lobos are, as you say, Connie, in it again.
And the Lobos are calling a timeout. Exciting Lobo football on Channel 14, brought to you in part by Coors Light, the Silver Bullet. There's no slowing down with the Silver Bullet.
And Don Morton must be feeling just like he did at the end of the first half. It seems Tulsa gains control. The Lobos come back with a quick score, drive the length of the field, take less than 2 minutes. And so you never can count these Lobos out.
Their conversion attempt still coming.
You know, you might ask, why go for 2 here? Why not go for 1 here and then go for 2 the next time? But you get 2 chances here. They need 14 to tie. Oh, they're not going for 2.
Yeah, Bibbo's going to try the extra point ostensibly. And it is 34-27.
So they'll go for the win on the next touchdown.
So to quickly repaint the picture, Tulsa 34, Lobos 27, 4:12 left. A great Channel 14 slow-mo on this extra point. Get ready now there in your living room and catch that thing.
It came close, didn't it?
63-yard drive in 5 plays. Onside kick attempt here. It's got to go 10 yards. I don't think it went 10 yards. It had to cross the 45. Trying to see the referee. There he comes. Flag on the play. Illegal procedure against New Mexico. So the referee, Jim Corbin, is trying to figure out the situation here. So the Lobos tried the onside kick. There was an illegal procedure call against them. You see the ball had only gone 9 yards. That's where a Lobo fell on it. And so Tulsa takes it at the Lobo 44, 1st and 10 with 4:12 left. Gage this afternoon has 423 yards total offense in 44 plays. He's only 81 yards away from a 1-game Tulsa total offense record. Gage put in parenthesis by a couple of Lobos there. Martinez and Cole.
Now watch, no penetration along the line of scrimmage by the red shirts. Tom Cole turns his play and Art Martinez gathers in from behind. So once they corralled him, but he still was able to fall forward for a yard or two.
Down to the Lobo 42. And it'll be 2nd and 8 for Tulsa. And the clock is rolling at 3:38, 3:37. 2nd and 8. Harrison in motion. Into the Lobo interior goes Ellison for naught. Tom Cole was the first tackler there.
Here's your opportunity now. 3rd and 9 situation. Now what they've shown in the past has been the rollout pass by Gage. Wide side of the field is to the bottom towards Tulsa's bench, so expect a rollout pass that way.
3rd down, between 8 and 9 yards needed. Tulsa leading by 7. And Ellison does not get the first down, but he's only a yard or two away, where Philip Vaughn makes the tackle with 2:49, 2:48, 2:47 left. Tulsa 34, Lobos 27. And they put it down on the 36. The line to gain is the 34. And a timeout being called here by the Lobos.
And you know, that was a gutsy call right there, because that was a sprint draw action off of sprint of rollout action, and that almost succeeded, but he was tackled. Now in this situation, this is all 4-down territory. Once you get inside your opponent's 40-yard line and you're trying to protect a lead, that is 4-down territory. So no question that they'll go for it. And really, with their basic offense, you know, if you want to read your triple option off of the veer, this would be an appropriate time to do it right now.
Jolie Dunn sweating it out once more. 3 and 6 this year. Next week, the Lobos have to travel to Fort Collins and take on the Rams, headed by Steve Bartallo, that fine running back. Here's 4th down and 2. They're going with a bread and butter man. And broken down and then intercepted. Broken down by Douglas, intercepted by Cole. And so with 2:37, we've still got a football game.
And if you're Don Morton, the coach of University of Tulsa Hurricane, that you didn't want to see that, because the Lobos, this is more than adequate time for the Lobos to march down the field.
Stock and Sells are putting on the pressure. Douglas bats it up, and hey, look what I found, Tom Cole. And the Lobos have it at the 37-yard line. In their end of the field, 63 yards away from a tying touchdown. 2:37 to go, and they're going into the wind. James knocked out of bounds by Buford. Practically no gain, if any.
But he did get out of bounds, and Kevin Burgess for the block that allowed James to get outside.
Lobo football action on Channel 14, brought to you in part by Ajax Mobile Homes. We got the spirit, and it shows. 2nd and 10, Lobos from their 37. 2.5 minutes left. James out to his 41-yard line. The Lobos have 1 timeout left. Tulsa has 1 timeout left. The clock is moving down to 2:15. It's 3rd down and about 5, maybe 6. They've got to go to the 47. It's on the 41. Here's 3rd and 6. Oh, maybe the catch of the year by Shane Hall. Maybe the catch of the year at the Tulsa 36.
Everybody in this stadium will probably be watching the telecast tonight to see that one played again. That is worth staying up to watch. This is some catch by Shane Hall, number 8.
Shane Hall from Show Low, Arizona, junior. What a catch. First down on the Tulsa 36, 1:49 left. Here's the throwback for Mathis, and batted away at the last instant by Tim Gordon. Oh, what a play by Gordon.
And unfortunately, two receivers converged into the same area. Somebody should have been either deeper or shallower, because it was the man, Gordon was actually covering Rogers, not Mathis, and he was able to touch the ball.
2nd and 10 on the Tulsa 36, 1:42 left. Lobos trail by 7. The screen to Burgess. At the 30. Falls to the 29, maybe the 28. They need to go to the 26 for a first down. The clock is the big factor. One timeout left for the Lobos, 1:25 to go. The clock is moving. Now a timeout called by New Mexico. And that stops it at 1:21. That's the last Lobo timeout. They face third down just inside the Tulsa 29. They've got to go to the 26 as Ned James goes over to talk with offensive coordinator Ben Griffith.
And then the thing about this drive is, if the Lobos are able to score and go for the victory here and do attain it, Tulsa will not have much time to counter. So this is going to be an experience. This is going to have to be an extremely important situation for them. They've had to use their last timeout. And so what they'll have to do is try to catch passes out of bounds. Runners, anybody who ends up running the football, whether it's at the end of a catch or Ned trying to scramble, is going to have to get out of bounds and keep the clock and stop the clock after each play.
Ned James has completed 16 out of 20 this afternoon, and that is 80%. The Lobo pass completion average of 80%. An all-time record is held by Stan Quintana, the current Lobo receivers coach. So Ned James has that tied right now if the passing statistics of his 16 for 20 remain the same, which they probably won't. Here's 3rd and about 3. Big play. Lobos trail by 7 points. Complete to Capitola, and a professional effort by Capitola near the 20-yard line of Tulsa for a first down. Clock showing 1:16 and stopped. Now wait a minute, are they ruling that incomplete? Yes, they are.
Yes, they did rule that he was out of bounds. It's on the far sideline. It was difficult to see, but the official right there ruled that he was out of bounds.
So it's 4th down and 3.
Boy, Ned James threw that ball on the line very hard. Capitola did a good job just to catch it.
It's actually about 2.5 yards to the first down. 1:16 left. 4th down. This is it right here. James has the first down. James to the 19-yard line. 1:10. No more timeouts for the Lobos. They'll stop the clock on the first down. 1:09. It's stopped right now. Lobos at the Tulsa 19, trailing 34-27. James to the sideline to Arbon. He did not get out of bounds. 56 seconds. The ball down on the 14-yard line. Down to 49 seconds. 2nd down and about 4. Now he throws it out of bounds, and James makes sure this one's out of bounds, and the clock stops at 45 seconds. Arbon was in the receiving area, but James was intentionally throwing that up into the bleachers. The ball on the 14 of Tulsa, where it'll be 3rd down and about 5 with 45 seconds to go. Ned James this afternoon has passed for 223 yards, 17 out of 22. Here we go now, looking toward the end zone and incomplete.
And once more, we have that very important 4th down situation on this drive.
40 seconds left.
I believe he was trying to throw to Mathis.
4th down. Boy, everybody's sweating out. 40 seconds to go from the Tulsa 14. 4th and a little over 4. Capitola had to come back for the ball, and he is short of the line to gain. Oh, he tried so hard to stop and make his turn. He knew where he needed to go, but his momentum prevented him from doing it before he went out of bounds. Look at the effort by Capitola.
And he sees the post right there, the orange marker, and he's trying to get inside of that, but his momentum, as you said, carried him out of bounds.
Oh, like a man falling over a cliff.
You know, I really think that Ned James, if he could have been able to roll out and challenge the corner running or passing, still get the ball outside himself, that they would have had more success on that play.
Now Tulsa just wants to run out the clock here with 30 seconds to go. No Lobo timeouts left. Tulsa has one. Tulsa has a second down now, and all they have to do is run out the clock, and they'll have their 7th victory of the year. The Lobos will have their 7th defeat of the year. 13 seconds.
This Tulsa team is an excellent football team. They will give Miami a tussle next week. And once again, the Lobos have lost a tough one to an excellent football team.
And so Jolie Dunn comes over to congratulate Don Morton. The Lobos go to 3-7. The Tulsa Golden Hurricane goes to 7-3, and next week the Golden Hurricane goes to Miami to meet the #1 ranked Miami Hurricane.
And how painful it must be to lose another close one to a tough opponent. The Lobos have done a great job adjusting week by week to fill in for people that have been lost due to injuries, some very important people offensively. Defensively, just couldn't quite hang on, do the job.
We're checking here on the total plays by the Tulsa team. Their all-time record in one game is 99 plays against Memphis State back in 1968. And Mario, are you indicating there that they've run 107 plays today that Tulsa has? This is kind of an interesting possible record for Tulsa here.
Well, when you stop to consider, most teams run about 80 to 85 plays from scrimmage during a game. Over 100 would be phenomenal.
Now, Mario indicates that Tulsa ran 87 plays.
Okay.
Their all-time record is 99, but as you say, 87 is a tremendous number of plays. Gage was just sensational here this afternoon. He was 13 for 21 passing for 208 yards. And as far as Gage's rushing, he rushed for 217 yards this afternoon. So Gage had 425 yards unofficially in total offense to lead Tulsa to this 34-27 victory. Let's take a very quick look at a couple of key Lobos here. James passed 18 for 24 for 75%. So he did not tie the completion record held by Stan Quintana. James passed for 226, and James had 90 yards rushing, so he had 316 yards in total offense this afternoon. Burgess rushed for 48. So that wraps up the story here at University Stadium. Tulsa University beating the University of New Mexico 34-27. Want to thank our spotters, Scott Jones and Randy Dietz, our statistician Mario Martinez. Gary, it's been a lot of fun working with you.
Well, it certainly has. We've had an exciting season. We've had a couple of real exciting seasons, haven't we?
We've had some great football, some outstanding offensive football. So this is Connie Alexander with Gary Ness from University Stadium saying it's been great to be with you. Final score, Tulsa 34, Lobos 27. So long, everybody.
Lobo Football on Channel 14 was brought to you in part by Ajax Mobile Homes. We've got the spirit, and it shows. By Coors Premium Beer, the beer with a difference worth tasting. Coors is the one. And by Coors Light, the Silver Bullet. There's no slowing down with the Silver Bullet. Lobo basketball tips off next Sunday night on Channel 14 as Coach Gary Colson brings this season's Wolfpack onto the hardwoods against the Yugoslavian national team. The Lobos look strong and ready. You won't want to miss a game. Beginning next Sunday, November 16th at 10 on Channel 14. We bring the Lobos home.